together after our watch along on the Nashville SC versus Dallas FC Dallas game down in Dallas. We were just on the TikTok doing the live. Great TikTok live with you guys doing that. And now I'm going to do the player ratings here on the live stream. Love to hear your thoughts. If you jump in, let us know your thoughts on player ratings, but we're going to go through it now. And a disappointing night, I think, overall. I think we ended up getting to the point where actually defending and keeping us in the game was...
Yeah.
That was good enough, wasn't it? Just like keeping us in the game was good enough. So. But overall, a disappointing night, especially when I was thinking about 3-1 wins. I think the lack of Sam really didn't help us in this game. And that's down. All right. I'm going to start with... Okay. Do you want me to start or do you want to start?
I can start, I guess. No, you can start. I think I started last time. Go on.
Okay. Shrikey got man of the match from Nashville's man of the match ratings, player ratings. Yeah.
Interesting.
I would say he's going to get... Yeah, he's going to get an 8 from me.
Okay.
Big saves. 2 big saves. 2 really big saves. One of which we didn't see in the coverage because there was a corner going on.
We were having a replay of something else.
Which I think all of us felt like we all felt that moment from MLS. Thanks for that, for the coverage on Apple TV. But yeah, a bit difficult on that. But yes, he's going to get my... Yeah, he'll get an 8 out of 10. But don't love his command of the box, often at corners and things like that. But he did do some good punches away, good saves, good shot stops. Occasional passes that they might get caught out again. He's going to get caught with one of those at some point. Yeah. He's getting very, very close. But yeah, so he's been 8 out of 10.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you going to do it in this order?
Yeah, we'll just do it in the lineup order that they posted before the game. Levitt, I think around a 7. I think today. I think he did do. Do you think that's too high? Anyway, I
think you played better. I think we. I don't know. We might be setting a high press. Whatever you think it is. Whatever you think it is.
I think that he did well. There were some potential opportunities for them to shoot that he managed to get in the way. And he helped to kind of bring that ball back and down the line. I think he's very good at that. Like, he feels like if he's on the lineup, he's solid.
Yeah, he is.
But I don't know whether today, like, I know we didn't let a goal in or anything like that, but I don't think that they did spectacularly at the back.
I thought it was a bit messy at times as well, wasn't it? And I mean, he got caught in the first 2 minutes pretty heavily and then gave them their first attack. He was being pressed hard. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, he got pressed pretty hard, so... Yeah, I mean, whatever you say. So about 7 for Levitt? Okay. Well, I'm going to give him a 6 today. I don't think he looked as strong as he has done in previous games. Walesi, for me, felt like he was struggling a little bit more with the pace of this game. I think they were a little bit more physical. I think they got at him a little bit more. I think that caused him to struggle a little bit more. So Walesi, for me, is going to get a 6 out of 10. I like the player. I like what he does. I like who he is. I like his personality and all that stuff. I think he adds to this team for sure. But for me, he's not going to get any more than that.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I almost feel like Palacios was in a similar position today. Last home, when we watched them play last week, they worked really well as a team together. They looked really confident. They defended incredibly well. I just think today they didn't really have that at the back so much. Palacios is good at getting in the way and kind of doing that, but there were some very difficult moments where I think other players had to get involved to really build that. So I'm 6, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't see much from me. I don't think he did tons wrong.
No, I agree.
But I think it was a lot of players in front of them. And Nahar, for me, I think he looked a little bit defensively uncertain today. So I'm going to give him a 6 as well. He didn't do anything particularly wrong.
Yep.
I think maybe he did in some ways. I think we needed today to push out on that right wing and push ahead of the opposition. And we didn't really do that. And there were times where rather than... When you're playing that back 5, there's space maybe on the outsides to be able to go ahead and get the ball in behind, go beyond that last defender and make things happen. And I think there was that space as well often, but we don't have... He's definitely lacking a little bit of pace. I think nowadays he's getting a little bit older and that energy intensity is not there. So he does have had a lot of nice playmaking and passes and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But he was also messing around. But actually, I'm going to downgrade him. I'm going to give him a 5. There were moments where he could have been a little bit more assertive in his defending and spotted the danger and made a change. And instead, he was overplaying the ball occasionally, so he's going to get a 5 from me.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think it was also interesting that he didn't have necessarily Sam Surge to look for.
Yeah.
And kind of the players like that. And because Sam wasn't there, I think the way that the players played at the front was different, which I think maybe subconsciously changed how they played. I don't know. I'm going to be honest, I didn't really notice Yazbek that much. And I think you've got a different opinion.
Do you want me to do Yazbek?
You go for it, because I thought it was interesting. Maybe he's for me, he's always one of those players that kind of works behind the scenes to kind of make play. But
I thought he was good. I liked seeing him set free a bit more. Mm-hmm. They both played as 2-8s, him and Eddie. So he was able to attack a little bit more. I like the intensity in the first half. I think that may have dropped off a little bit in the second half.
Yeah.
So there's some really good intensity starting the game and getting forward. But in the second half, I think that dropped off a little bit, and so that wasn't quite so good. I'm going to give him a 6. Yeah. I like him, but I think he doesn't really need more than a 6 for that one.
Yeah. I think Corcoran, we have a lot to say in terms of the red card that he got. He started the game well. I always find that when he comes on as a substitute, he brings more energy. He comes onto the pitch, he brings more energy. And I think maybe at the beginning of the game he did that. He came on with a good amount of intensity. He maybe felt like he had something to prove because he was being put as a starting player. But I don't think that lasted very long. And then as a result, I think he got a little bit sloppy, which led to some bad challenges, which then, of course, led to the red card anyway.
I think that challenge was out of tiredness as much as anything. I think the tempo is the thing with me. He slows the tempo down a bit too much. He wants to play the right pass, which is good, and he wants to retain the possession. But that slowing down of the tempo is a little bit difficult for us because I think we needed to be much more intensity. We need to have much more intensity. Yeah. So, what are you going to score him?
How much you downgrade a player for getting a red?
Whatever you think.
I think maybe a 5. When he was on the pitch, he played well, but not incredibly. And then he unfortunately got the red that led to...
Yeah, I think there's a lot of responsibility to put on him. A fairly inexperienced player at this level. And
he's got a lot of potential. You know, this doesn't define him as a player.
No. But... I thought you were giving him a pep talk.
He's got this.
Do you want to do Eddie anyway? Because I'm missed him.
I thought Eddie played really well today. I think he stepped up to the idea that he had to move around more and kind of bring options for players to pass on, especially because we didn't have Sam up front. And so I think it stretched that midfield to forward gap a little bit. So I did feel that he played really well bringing that in. He was a lot more... I think he was more aggressive today in some... Maybe too much at points. But I thought it was good.
I think he did better with the fact that he didn't have to defend so much.
Mm-hmm.
He was given the option to really attack. He was one of the two players that I wanted to see run forward more. I thought it would be Corcoran. Ended up being Eddie and Yazbek. But he was really free. But I mean, he ended up leading the line at times. He's actually in the striking position after Hanny had dropped deep. So,
yeah.
What would you score him?
I think a 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hanny... I think it's going to be a 6 for me for this one. He was leading the line, but I think we maybe need to have someone who's actually going to lead the line in a game like this. And I think he's so getting used to this dropping into the 9, dropping into the kind of 10, false 9, and then dropping into the 10 area. And we don't have enough strength up top in terms of Espinosa and Madrigal being strong enough to then go and attack. So I think he found that space, and that space was there. But then we didn't have anything in front of him. Yeah, and I think that was where I thought we could win the game, was him in that space. But we needed that player in front. We didn't have that. So for me, he's going to get a 6. Because he just didn't adapt to that side of the game. You know, I know you have your play style and your things you want to do, but I think if he'd adapted there, we could have maybe nicked a win or something.
Yeah, and I think all of those things that we're talking about fed forward, for me, into Madrigal and Espinosa. So with Madrigal, he's still... You know, we saw from the home opener that he's got this really great potential to kind of take the ball right into the corners, put in these really nice crosses for players to get ahead on. But that didn't happen today. I think he struggled to get around the players to even give some of the crosses in. And the crosses that he did get in didn't go to anybody specifically. So I think and I don't know if that's because Sam wasn't there and that was like the defining feature of it, or whether he just kind of wasn't able to replicate that play. So I'd probably give him a 6.
6 for Madrigal. And then Espinosa, I think I'm going to give I don't want to be harsh, but I'm going to give him a 5 because I expect better from him, I think. Because he got a few balls from Hani that were very good, but he didn't just take the player on and shoot often, and he was trying to play one too many passes. He was trying to do a little bit too much. I think when we didn't have Sam, we needed Madrigal and Espinosa to be happy to come in and just shoot. Yeah. And Madrigal got a shot off quite early, which was good to test that keeper, because the keeper his game last week, he was not particularly good at holding the ball. He was spilling it quite a lot. But I think Espinosa kept trying to find that extra little gap, that extra space. Yeah. And in doing that, often missed the target. And he had that close shot, but I think, honestly, he could have had a number more shots and probably scored. Yeah. I think he just needed to pull the trigger. He got into the edge of the box so many times, and that right-hand side was weak on their defence, and he was finding that space. Yeah. But it just didn't pull the trigger enough. I think he just needed to shoot a little bit more and just be a bit more selfish. He was so keen on getting the assist or whatever. I think we kind of paid for that today. Yeah. Okay, who came on out of the substitutes? We had Will came on first.
You can go with that.
I think you should.
Okay. I think that he did what he did last game, where he kind of in the home opener, where he came on and he sat in his position. He's very good at that. He kind of was steady on the left hand side. Yeah, on the
midfield,
in the midfield, and was able to kind of help, almost, I guess, add an extra layer of defence was potentially his goal, because we didn't think that we were going to, by this point, I'm not sure that we were going to score a goal. It was more about not conceding a goal. So I think that was really great from him. I don't ever, for me personally, I struggle to see what he brings in addition to that. And sometimes I like players to come on and really add tempo, add pace, add skill, to kind of get those, that second lease of life, so to speak, which I don't know he necessarily does do, but I think he did offer that an extra safety net, which we did need. So I think a 7 today.
Cool. And then I'm going to do Pasillas. Mm-hmm. I think it was frustrating to see him end up having to play on the left-hand side. I would like to come on and take more of the Hani role and play down the middle a bit more. Yeah. Because he comes on and he has to play the left side of the front three, and I just don't know. I think we could have done a little bit more damage with him dragging players around in the defence. I think that was the main issue. We didn't have anyone dragging players around in there like Sam does. He makes runs and makes the space for everyone else. And Pasillas wasn't really able to do that. He made a difference when he came on. I thought we looked a little bit stronger in attack. But did you score for Will, by the way?
7. Yeah.
7.
Mm-hmm. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
You kind of said he didn't do much and then gave him a 7. That's
okay,
fine.
well, then
no, whatever you want.
For me, a 7 is you didn't do anything bad.
Oh, that's number 6 for me. That's fine.
Okay, well then he got a 6. Okay. It was that one.
Okay, cool. Pasillas, for me, I can't give him much more. I'm probably giving him the 6 as well.
Yeah, fair.
We didn't get a win. That's a big part of it. He didn't score, but we did look more dangerous with him on the field, and he didn't come on and do anything negative. But he didn't really get a chance to do much either.
Yep.
Do you want to do...
I do Kasim. Yep, so Kasim came on. He wasn't aggressive enough, I think. It was 0-0. We needed players to come on and I think and add at least some sort of dangerous aspect. I think Pasillas did that. He came in, there were crosses coming in. For 10 minutes or so when Pasillas came on, there was a lot more happening up front, I thought. Kasim would get the ball in the corner and then struggle to get out and was almost being pushed off it by the defenders.
Oh yeah, that one you mentioned.
Yeah, and I think that isn't what you need. It almost means that they've pushed a player out of play and then you've got one less again. And so I really struggled with that, to be honest. Do you have anything else you want to add?
I thought it was alright. I didn't think it was... Yeah. He did a couple of things. I can't remember what it was. He did something I thought, that's quite nice, actually. So
Sure.
What are you going to score him?
5. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Harsh. You get a 6 from me, but 5 currently.
5.5.
Not doing half.
Yeah. And then night, yeah.
I didn't have time to do anything. It just gets a 6. Like none of them really had that much to do.
That's true.
I mean, you just clattered someone in the penalty area and gave them a free kick, and then that was pretty much how the game ended. So
yeah,
just a 6 for that night. I didn't really see him do much, but I can't negatively mark him really.
All right.
But yeah, just a bit disappointing overall. I think we've done well to keep staying it with a red card.
Agree.
But disappointing to get the red card in the first place. But that's it.
That's it.
That's our player ratings. Don't forget, if you like this, hit the subscribe button, like button, and we'll see you in the next one for Minnesota.
Let's go.